afternoon basketball coming your way, Big East style. Welcome, everyone, to Omaha, Nebraska. Today, a good one. It's St. John's, the Red Storm, taking on the 7th-ranked team in the country, the Creighton Bluejays. Glad to have you with us. My name is Eric Collins with Nick Baugh, and we start with breaking news. Creighton, winners of 5 straight. Nick, they're going to have to play without Marcus Zagorowski.
Yeah, out with an undisclosed injury, and his absence is huge. And he's the MVP of the team and the primary ball handler, which makes today even more challenging given the fact that St. John's, excellent on-ball pressure defensively. So a lot on the plate for the other Blue Jay guards. But this guy right here, Julian Champagnie, second leading scorer in the Big East, 19 points per game. His consistency has been tremendous. He's been in double figures every game, and St. John's is going to need his scoring to keep up with the fast-paced Creighton offense.
Take a look at our starting lineup, sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. The freshman Posh Alexander continues to impress. Williams, Cole, Champagnie, and Arnaldo Toro now going to start for a 3rd straight game. For the hometowners, Sharif Mitchell, his first start in 2 years with the Blue Jays. Balak, Mahoney, Jefferson, and Bishop rounding out the 5. All right, let's play basketball. This will conclude the season series between Creighton and St. John's. Creighton winning in New York City a couple of weeks ago. Creighton's won 5 consecutive games, 5-1 in Big East play. St. John's 1-4 in conference play. And the locals start with the basketball. Here comes Mitchell.
It's going to be important for Sharif Mitchell to make sure he doesn't turn the ball over early so these guards don't smell blood and heat up Mitchell even more than usual.
Mitchell up high, left alone. That's how you start a ball game.
That's a huge confidence booster, again, for a guy making his first career start to settle in with his confidence to make sure that he's not only scoring but taking care of the rock.
St. John's, last time they played was Wednesday at Xavier. Lost that one 69-61. Offensive rebound, stick back up and through. Arnaldo Toro.
That's going to be an important area for St. John's. Got out-rebounded by 18 in the first matchup against the Blue Jays. The Red Storm needs to dominate the paint and dominate the glass.
Mitchell. A relocated 3. Balak. Tapped out, and the ball stays with the Blue Jays. Very patient offensively. Mahoney, that's a 3-ball. Back-to-back threes for Creighton.
And that's the evolution of a guy like Christian Bishop's game. Being able to be physical, get a tap out, steal an extra possession, and Creighton lands into a triple.
Champagnie lost it on the way up, got it back, and feathers one through.
Yeah, St. John's really needs to sink their teeth into the Blue Jays defensively. Pressure them, get them uncomfortable.
Balak, 2 early shots. He took all of 2 shots in the game a couple of days ago against Seton Hall. Ball tipped away. Blue Jays get it back.
Eric, it would be interesting to see how much St. John's really wants to get into a track meet with the Creighton Blue Jays. Creighton's the better offensive team, but certainly that's how St. John's is built. They want a fast-paced game as well.
Inside, blocked away. Toro took it away. Good stick to it, and this gives the bucket to Bishop.
If you watch Creighton, they're really going to sell out to protect the paint. They're going to force St. John's to knock down long-range jump shots. Don't want to get too extended and make sure that they're not allowing the Red Storm to get in the lane.
Champagnie committed. Second field goal.
Just as I say that, a straight-line drive for Julian Champagnie. And he's the one St. John's perimeter player, along with Greg Williams, that does have some shot credibility from beyond the arc. So you got to press out a little bit on him. There's got to be other Blue Jays in the driving lanes.
Gotta love the shot credibility.
It's one of the best kinds of credibility you can have in basketball.
Dump down, Bishop blocked away. Nice defense by Champagnie. St. John's down a pair. Just getting started here in Omaha, Nebraska. Transition 3. Little bit of everything. Julian Champagnie.
Always feel like it's important on the road to get your star rolling early. I think that relaxes everybody. The role players can exhale a little bit. What a start for Julian Champagnie.
And the ball stripped away from Mahoney. It will stay with Creighton. There is Greg McDermott, 11th season out in Omaha, doing work. He's got a good club this year, ranked 7th in the country.
Coming off what I think is the best game of the season for Creighton, what they did to Seton Hall the other night.
And there's Mike Anderson, former UAB, Arkansas, and Missouri coach, now in his 2nd season with the Red Storm. Had a delightful conversation with him a couple of days ago. Sees his team heading in the right direction. And now we have an official timeout on the floor. 1-point game. 16:49 remaining first half. I think this could be a shot clock issue. And it's Creighton basketball. And they're going to determine, 17 seconds left on the shot clock. While we have a moment, Nick, how about your keys to the game?
Well, obviously, we talked about the defensive prowess for St. John's. 6 nationally in steals, so you got to value the basketball. And the three-point line is going to be important. Blue Jays need to make their threes and force St. John's into long jumpers. And then for St. John's, you have to create offense with your defense. Turn Creighton over. You got to own the paint. Got to get in the lane and own the glass as well if you're the Red Storm.
First up for either side, Ryan Kalkbrenner comes in. 7-foot freshman for Creighton. One-handed rebound. Up and through. How about Damian Jefferson?
Unbelievable. Arguably been Creighton's best player so far this season. Doing a little bit of everything. The confidence he's playing with on both ends of the floor is impressive.
Champagny has missed a shot. 3 for 3, 8 points. Oh, 4 for 4.
Tough shot. He started inside. He got that drive to the basket, and when you get an easy one early, you get in that flow. And Champagny, if he's hitting those little fall-away jumpers, it could be a long day.
Left alone, Sharif Mitchell, the misfire, and Kalkbrenner is fouled, going for the rebound.
Hey, Eric, look at Julian Champagny. Got good size at 6'8". Good pace, good rhythm. You just get the sense that he's in a good flow. And St. John's has had lulls offensively throughout the season. The defense has been relatively consistent, but they've had spurts where they've struggled to score. And that's where Champagny's importance is even more pronounced.
Second field goal for Sharif Mitchell, starting for the first time as a college player. Big shoes to fill. No Marcus Zagorowski this afternoon.
We can't say it enough. Enormous shoes to fill. I mean, the most important Blue Jay, preseason Big East Player of the Year, can score, can set the table. Really important player on the sidelines.
From the elbow, nice touch, Arnaldo Toro.
I enjoy watching St. John's run offense because they don't set a ton of ball screens. It's a lot of movement away from the ball, a lot of drives, a lot of cuts. It's almost unconventional now to go against a team that doesn't set, 3-4 ball screens of possession.
Kalkbrenner with a flex. The freshman, chance for a three-point play.
This ball designed to get virtually every hair on the first stroke while washing away dirt and oil. So you're ready for the day with a clean shave and a clean face.
Big East basketball is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Jeep, there's only one. 15-19 remaining in our first half. 1-point game. Creighton Blue Jays have a free throw coming. And look at the shooting for both sides. St. John's, they've only missed one shot.
Heck of a start offensively for the Red Storm. Julian Champagny has it rolling, 4 for 4 from the floor. But the good news is, if you're Creighton, with Marcus Zagorowski sidelined, you've done a pretty good job taking care of the ball. 0 turnovers through the first 4 minutes and change here. Sharif Mitchell, number 4 in gray, doing a nice job, the sophomore, handling the rock.
So old-fashioned three-point play for Kalkbrenner. Changes for St. John's. Rasheem Dunn into the game along with Isaiah Moore.
And Dunn's an important player. He missed the final 5 non-conference games with a concussion, and so he's just starting to get his rhythm and flow. He played great against Xavier the other night.
Shot off the mark by Alexander. Kalkbrenner gets behind the defense. Now walled off. Mahoney.
Some good scoring opportunities for the Blue Jays getting in the lane, but St. John's, just the way they fly around and recover, gets you thinking twice about everything you do in the paint.
Moore had nowhere to go, cut off along the baseline, and still finds a way.
That's the one area that Kalkbrenner, he's long, but he's a little bit slow-footed defensively. So if you face up, you can get around him. But that was a tough finish from Isaiah Moore.
Balak, deep three.
However close you think you need to be, you need to get closer when you're guarding Mitch Balak. It doesn't matter where he's at on the floor. If he's got space, it's going up.
144th Big East Conference game, three-pointer for Balak. In transition. Oh, what a beautiful fast break. Finished at the rim by Jefferson.
You see that all the time. Creighton is such a good three-point shooting team. Did you get concerned about running to the three-point shooters? You leave the lane open, and Damian Jefferson runs that lane and finishes.
Fantastic numbers with Jefferson in his career against St. John's. He's now 21 for 25 shooting the basketball. That's just unbelievable.
And it's interesting how there are some teams that for whatever reason you're just comfortable against. And clearly Damian Jefferson's comfort is high against the Red Storm with numbers like that.
Champagny sits for the first time. He's got 9 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Into the game, Marcellus Earlington for St. John's. Also, Dylan Adai-Wusu on the floor. This is Alex O'Connell now in the game for Creighton, number 5. Also into the game, Jet Canfield. That's a story. Canfield getting playing time with no Zagorowski this afternoon.
Yeah, the walk-on played a little bit last year and played against St. John's in the Big East tournament, the game that got called at halftime, and played really well.
O'Connell with 1 second on the shot clock, and the shot would have counted. It was missed by Kalkbrenner, but he got it off before the horn sounded. Behind the defense, give the layup to St. John's. First bucket of the game for Earlington.
St. John's, they do need to be opportunistic and look to push it. Again, they don't want to get in too much of a scoring contest, but they're built to run and gun. That's a nice play from Machine Dunn.
And on the sideline was Canfield. This is Canfield's 7th game of the year. 7 of the first 10 games he's gotten into.
You look at Rasheem Dunn in transition. Creighton doesn't get organized and sorted out. Kalkbrenner is supposed to be in the hole there, protecting the rim, and Marcellus Earlington comes in and gets an easy one. And Mike Anderson, we asked him, who do you need more from? And he said, the entire bench. And he noted Earlington as a guy that needs to come in and give the Red Storm a lift. Seen him coming in and getting an easy one.
And St. John's going deep on the bench. They just brought in John McGriff. McGriff hasn't played a whole bunch this year, but he's in to run the point. He wears number 11. This is McGriff on the wing. From the elbow, Dunn. First field goal, Rasheem Dunn, the transfer.
Yeah, you could tell early on when he was coming back off that concussion that he wasn't quite right yet. And last game against Xavier, 17 points, much better bounce to his step. And he's a really important player for St. John's.
Last stoppage, Antoine Jones came into the game for Creighton. He wears number 0. But both sides deep with reserves here at this point in the game. One of the starters still in the game for Creighton is Balak, his second 3.
You get the sense with Zagorowski's sideline that Balak feels like he needs to increase his aggressiveness a little bit. Already 4 3-point attempts, and he's knocked down 2.
St. John's can't answer, rebounded by Balak. Creighton's won 5 consecutive games. Oh, wow. Extra dribble, finds O'Connell in the corner, up and down.
That's an important shot. O'Connell shot 36% from 3 at Duke. He hasn't shot it well yet. He's more of a streaky shooter than he is a pure 3-point gunner, but certainly a capable scorer.
Spin layup missed by Moore. One and done. Here comes O'Connell and Creighton.
I think Greg McDermott's waiting for O'Connell to just get settled in. I mean, this is a big-time player. Talk about a guy that played at Duke with Zion Williamson and R.J. Barrett. And he can really fill it up.
Very patient spin and score by the 7-footer Kalkbrenner. Wasn't in a hurry at all and just made his move He was effective with the move, and he scores the bucket.
Well, the Blue Jays are built to beat you from beyond.
Luka Garza in 5th-ranked Iowa.
There it is.
Thursday at 9 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Welcome back, everyone. 10-17 remaining in our first half. So far, so good for the Creighton Blue Jays. They lead St. John's 28-19. Two teams that like to get after it and put a lot of points on the board.
Yeah, and Creighton, especially at home, is really electric scoring the rock. And St. John's, 80 points per game. But if I'm St. John's, I'm a little concerned with the complexion of this game so far. Creighton's really comfortable. They're shooting 57% from the floor. And in my opinion, I think pressing teams and pressure defensive teams are impacted with no crowd. I think as much as any other teams in terms of how they're built, I think the lack of crowd hurts those guys because, in my opinion, the crowd impacts decision-making first. And so you need to play with energy. You need to get teams sped up, and St. John's hasn't been able to do that yet.
Denzel Mahoney back into the game, forces that steal. Creighton's got the basketball and the lead.
I just don't think St. John's has made Creighton feel them yet defensively with the pressure and getting them uncomfortable, whether it's been in the full court or the half court.
Mahoney. Rebounded by Josh Roberts, who just checked into the game. That means that St. John's has now gone 10 deep, 10 minutes into the game.
And so when you're going 10 deep, there's no reason to not completely empty the tank when you're out there and really play hard.
Up and down. Marcellus Earlington, his first bucket. Looks the part, 6'6", 240. Antoine Jones. A three ball.
Just can't happen if you're St. John's. No talk, not getting sorted out and matched up. Too easy.
6 3-pointers made as a team for Creighton. They average 10 3-pointers made per ball game.
There's just so many predicaments when you're dealing with Creighton. The three-point shooting, the four-guard lineup. You have a guy like Kalkbrenner at 7 foot that you can throw the ball into the post to. And they have an unselfish mantra where they all can pass and they're all willing passers as well. It's just hard. They got 8 team assists on 12 made baskets. Just a really good offensive team.
Offensive rebound, Earlington. Back-to-back buckets for the junior. Well, Nick, this has been a very civil game. We've got a combined 3 personal fouls in this game. 11 minutes into this one.
Well, again, and I don't think that favors St. John's at all. St. John's needs this to be a Rucker Park street fight more so than a game of horse, because if that's what it breaks out into, I don't think St. John's going to be able to score enough.
Second three-pointer, Alex O'Connell. St. John's can't answer. Long rebound run down by Mitchell. Mitchell getting the start first of the year, replacing Zagorowski. Lost control of it. Somehow stays with Creighton. O'Connell! 9 points off the bench from O'Connell.
You knew it was a matter of time before O'Connell settled in. And man, has he been good.
Earlington. No, wave it off. He got fouled, but on the gather, not on the shot. It's a tough break for St. John's.
Boy, how about O'Connell? With Zagorowski sidelined, that's a lot of points that you got to fill in that void. And O'Connell has come in and been aggressive. Again, a streaky shooter, and he looks good.
He has got 9 points in 5 minutes, including 3 3-pointers. He had made just 1 3-pointer in the first 5 games of the year that he's played.
His comfort is continuing to increase, and it's hard. I mean, he just got to Omaha. He didn't.
A smattering of fans allowed into the CHI Health Center, Omaha, and obviously appropriately spaced out. But so far, they have seen some dynamic shooting by the Blue Jays.
Eric, they got a mantra around the program, and it's let it fly. And that's exactly what has happened today. 5 different Blue Jays have made a 3, 8 of 13 total from beyond the arc. You see great ball movement. You see confident shooters. You see guys giving up a good shot for a great shot. Just an impressive start from beyond the arc for Creighton.
Creighton 8 for 13, shooting 3-pointers. Big difference as St. John's has made just 1. They've only attempted 4. Now free throws. This is Christian Bishop, makes the first. Junior from Lee's Summit, Missouri. 1 out of 2.
If you're St. John's right now, you have to change the complexion of this game defensively, get Creighton uncomfortable, and you have to make Creighton shoot twos. You can't help off the three-point shooters. Got to make Creighton take shots at the rim.
Ball is stolen away by Mitchell. Sharif Mitchell, third field goal. He's got 7 points. And Posh Alexander had his wrist slapped. Reach-in foul on Creighton.
Again, this is his identity as a player, Eric. He's a defensive junkyard dog who is outstanding on the ball and off the ball. Got great hands. His dad, Alvin Mitchell, played college basketball at Cincinnati, so he's got good genes, and he knows how to defend.
Tapped around, cleared by Bishop. Creighton leading the ball, up by 15. Belloc. Mahoney. Rare miss from deep for Creighton.
Another good shot. Creighton's done a good job of getting in the lane, landing on 2 feet, being uncomfortable, and finding open Jays.
Champagny, quick trigger, more of the same. He has now got 14 points. He's 6 of 7 shooting the basketball.
He had his foot on the gas early and then has been a little quiet. You got to ride the hot hand. If you're St. John's, you got to get the ball to Champagny.
Loose. St. John's an opportunity. And Cole is fouled. He'll have to earn it at the free throw line.
And this is how St. John's is going to get back into the game. Disrupting Creighton offensively and creating offense with their defense. Again, they're a team that forces 18 turnovers a game. And right now, Creighton only 2 turnovers. So if you're St. John's, you got to go back to who you are as a team and really sink in on that end of the floor.
13 minutes into the game, that's the first free throw for St. John's as a team. Jet Canfield back in. Canfield replaces Mitchell.
Let's see if St. John's sets some full court pressure here. Haven't done it a ton, especially with Jet Canfield in the game. Maybe test the young fella a little bit. So if I'm Posh Alexander, turn him a few times and make him work.
Dangerous pass. St. John's almost had it. Belloc had it knocked away from behind by Alexander. Mahoney whips a pass into Bishop. He knows how to do that. 19th dunk on the year.
Oh, goodness. And Creighton does a nice job, Eric, of getting those 50-50 loose balls, something they've been much better at this year. And oftentimes, if you collect change and pick it up, people aren't matched up so you can score.
Cole misses from distance. And a reach-in foul leads to a three-point play opportunity for Damian Jefferson.
Just a pretty basket cut. Simple basketball. You're going to enter the post. Your defender turns and ball watches. So what do? You cut to the rack, and you're going to potentially get 3 the hard way. Damian Jefferson is scoring 12 points per game. And Creighton never runs a single set for him. You know, it's all just running the floor, cutting, driving the ball. Man, is he playing good.
I can't get over this. I'm going to keep going back to this all game long. Jefferson now in his career against St. John's is 22 for 26 shooting the basketball.
It's unbelievable. You know, and it stands to reason from the fact that Damian Jefferson is the most athletic Blue Jay, and St. John's is an athletic team, so he matches up well with them.
Deep shot, that's a 3. All right, coming right back to you. Marcellus Earlington, he's been a force.
And basically all the offense have been from 2 guys, Champagny and Earlington, really filling it up for St. John's.
Yeah, those 2 combined are 10 of 11 shooting the basketball for 23 points. Kalkbrenner. Straight on look, Mahoney. Pulls it through.
What a play from Kalkbrenner. Under control, just waiting and inviting the double team. Knew where he wanted to go with the ball, where his shooters were. Just a freshman. Pretty good poise in the post.
Earlington taking it to Kalkbrenner. Fades along the baseline and still hit it.
That's going to be a tough matchup on the other side for Kalkbrenner dealing with Earlington, because Earlington can face up, put it on the deck a little bit, and he's feeling it.
Earlington averages 6. He's got 11. Kalkbrenner, second chin up of the ball game for him.
Again, St. John's has to find a way. They get a deflection, but they don't corral the loose ball. And Creighton does, and they score.
And Mike Anderson needs...
Timeout.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
4:44 remaining in our first half. Creighton on top of St. John's by a score of 49-35. Creighton has won 5 straight ball games. Everyone has contributed this afternoon with Marcus Zegarowski out for the Blue Jays.
Incredible offensive display so far from the Blue Jays. 65% from the floor. And they're on pace to like 120 plus points on the board here. And this is a good St. John's defense. They got to get settled in.
There's probably one Blue Jay fan sitting in his den in Beatrice saying to himself, maybe Zegarowski's the problem. You get him out of the ball game, we get 49 points.
Who is this preseason first-team All-American? I don't get it. There he is, Zegarowski. And this is impressive. I mean, you're talking about a guy that is the MVP of the team, the engine, the straw that stirs the drink. Any cliche you want to throw out there, it's all applicable to Zegarowski. But, man, has Creighton been a buzzsaw offensively. St. John's, they need a play that changes the complexion of this game, and I think it's that guy. I think Posh Alexander has a way of setting the tone for this team, and he's got to make an effort play to get the Red Storm settled in.
That's the first field goal for Alexander. Came in averaging 9.5 points per ball game. Antoine Jones missed the layup. Stolen away by O'Connell. Real good play defensively. Ballock. Man, he's fun to watch.
You knew it was coming. When he runs behind an offensive player who's got the ball in transition, it's going to be a flip-back triple.
And a steal. How about Canfield? Real quick hands. Pokes it away from Champagny. Kalkbrenner. Third first-half dunk.
He has made a big impact. And that's something Creighton didn't have last year. A big guy that they could throw the ball into to get easy baskets and attract attention. And with how spread out the floor is with all these shooters, Kalkbrenner's got a lot of real estate to operate.
Alexander had Canfield on him, took him straight to the cup, only to be denied by Kalkbrenner.
Well, Eric, they need Posh Alexander to put his...
That's all at the half right now. Eric and Nick, the Creighton legend, back to you.
Thank you, Mike. You got some street cred with the guys back in the studio.
Apparently, yeah, right? I mean, best $5 ever spent to get him to call me a legend.
All right, after the timeout, it is a 14-point game. Creighton playing for the first time this season without Marcus Zegarowski, and so far so good. Greg McDermott's team shooting 62% from the field. They've made 9 out of 16 three-pointers and already 51 points with 3:10 remaining in the first half.
And nobody is in double figures. 51 points, and there's not a single Blue Jay in double figures. And this balanced attack has been mind-blowing.
Adai Wusu picks up the dribble. Erlington didn't recognize that the shot clock was dwindling. And after the timeout, a shot clock violation. Tough pill to swallow.
Mike Anderson has to just be in disbelief from what he's seen from his team. And it's been challenging. You know, they had a 17-day layoff in between games before they took on Xavier the other night. So they've been a little disjointed with finding their rhythm. But nevertheless, I don't think Mike Anderson saw this sort of a defensive performance coming. But listen, Creighton will do this to you. I mean, they're one of the most electric offenses in the country.
Kalkbrenner can't handle the pass. Got it back somehow after it glances off the backboard. Mahoney. Oh, it's been that type of first half for Creighton.
I would love to see a stat of the amount of points Creighton has scored after a St. John's deflection. The amount of near turnovers that have turned into points for Creighton has been really impressive.
54 first half points. Good golly, Miss Mount. Champagny long two. He is now 6 for 8 shooting the basketball. Loose on the floor. Erlington lost it. Had it for a moment.
And so with this lineup, basically Mitch Ballock is probably the de facto point guard with Zegarowski out.
O'Connell. First miss for O'Connell. Had been 3 for 3 from behind the arc.
Creighton is just getting high-quality looks almost every possession.
Erlington. That's his first miss. He had been 5 for 5. Jones squeezes it to O'Connell. Clean look, and Ballock didn't take it. Oh, man. Ballack had an open three, and he gave it to Mahoney. Maybe too unselfish.
For one of the best shooters in Creighton history, he sometimes turns down shots in a very odd manner. And that is a in-rhythm, inside-out three, where sometimes you'll see him take 28-foot threes, flip back, and then he'll turn one down like that. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but his unselfish attitude is something that is so important for this team.
Kalkbrenner goes to the bench. He's got 9 points next to his name. One and done. Roberts, the misfire, now gets it back. It's St. John's basketball.
Again, these 50-50 ball situations have gone Creighton's way. And it's got to be something that flips if you're St. John's. That's got to be a little bit of what you hang your hat on, is anytime there's a ball loose on the deck, it's yours. And so far, it's been all Creighton in that department.
Jones sits, replaced by Jefferson. Jefferson 3 for 3 shooting the basketball. 6 points in 11 minutes. Adaiwusu. Toro. Ballack ahead of the pack, pass intercepted. Arlington. Final minute of our first half. And Champagnie is tripped. Now, what an awkward year it's been for St. John's. Talked to Mike Anderson about it and said he's never experienced anything like this.
It's hard. I mean, you look at all the different postponements and the long layoffs, and basketball is a rhythm sport. You got to find it, and the only way you get it is from playing. And St. John's just hasn't been able to capture that. That was a word that Mike Anderson used a lot in our call with him. Just haven't found a rhythm, haven't found that flow, haven't found a rhythm yet. And you can see it where they're just not quite clicking on all cylinders yet.
Champagnie, one of the best free throwers in the country, is now 40 for 44 at the stripe. Somewhere Chris Mullen smiling.
No question. And he's been the one bright spot so far offensively. He's really played well. If you're St. John's, you need to try and get the ball to Champagnie as much as you can.
Mahoney. Bishop on the block, trying to post up. They don't find him. Mahoney calls his own number and gets a roll.
Sometimes, Eric, against teams that pressure the ball, you got to be able to do that. Because they're denying wing entry passes, so you got to be able to drive in there because there's not going to be a lot of help. And Mahoney's strong, good push to the rim.
So Creighton sitting on 56 first half points. They average 82, which is a big number, but they're going to get past that in a hurry in the second half, you'd figure. Shot clock winding down, and a travel. Yep, wave it off. Trying to gather the shoes. Adaiwusu took an extra step.
I thought St. John's waited too long to get into their high ball screen action. Got everybody a little bit out of sorts and sped up, and now Creighton's getting another crack at it here with 2.6 left.
Let's see if Creighton's going to get greedy here. In a hurry, Mitchell, a three ball. Rare miss for Creighton in the first half. They had 10 three-pointers in the first 20 minutes. So far, so good for the 7th-ranked team in the country. Creighton flexing. Browski, everyone has chipped in. St. John's leading scorer. Mahoney with 11, and then off the bench, O'Connell and Kalkbrenner both with 9. And I did some quick math there. Nothing in kind of the no zone for Creighton. First shot of the second half is missed. They've got 30 points on three-pointers, blocked away by Bishop. They've got 24 points in the paint, so that's 54 points. And then they got 2 free throws. So you got nothing but points in the paint, three-pointers, and free throws. Nothing in the mid-range.
And it's interesting. Greg McDermott's, he's a believer in analytics, but he's not necessarily one of those guys that's completely anti-mid-range. But at least in the first half, the analytics guys loved the shot selection from Creighton, either threes or layups.
Up and through Champagnie. Good stick-to-itiveness by the sophomore.
We'll see if Posh Alexander can disrupt Sharif Mitchell handling the basketball. Again, it's the important element of this game for St. John's.
Mahoney, one-on-one opportunity. Backs his man into the paint and comes up short. And St. John's can't clear the rebound.
But you saw that space. I mean, there was enough space for Mahoney to methodically Mark Jackson-esque just back his man down, because St. John's is so pressed out trying to deny the basketball to other places. You're going to have opportunities if you're under control and strong.
I don't know if St. John's fans are okay with you. Yeah, putting a St. John's on a visiting player.
I thought they would appreciate it. I thought they'd go, oh, I totally understand that. I get it.
Oh, Ballack. I think that was a shot, but Bishop thought it was an alley-oop. Either way, it goes for naught. St. John's has the basketball for a moment. Ballack to steal. Ooh, pretty layup. Didn't even use the right hand. Who needs it?
Well, when you can't play above the rim, you got to be a little bit unorthodox finishing at the rim. And Ballack took off about a half a step sooner than the shot blocker thought he would.
Champagny swirls it through. So 5 quickies for Champagny here in the second half.
And there's a lot of game left if you're St. John's. You just chip away at this thing, but you got to start getting stops.
Uh-oh. With some bad intentions, but it's wiped away. There's a foul called.
I think they got Christian Bishop.
It's Bishop called for the foul.
Just trying to clear the runway for Damian Jefferson to take off. Taking a look at it as Bishop clearing his man out. Toro, easy call for the officials. Good closeout for Mahoney there on the catch.
Champagny denied at the rim, rebounded by Bishop. Transition 3, Mitchell. Sharif Mitchell have a day. He's now in double figures.
Mitchell, his perimeter shooting was a weakness last year. He's only 1 for 12 from 3 last season. He's doing a much better job shooting the rock.
One and done, missed by Vince Cole, snapped down by Bishop. Creighton leads by 17.
With the way Creighton has multiple ball handlers, it takes a little bit of pressure off Sharif Mitchell, who's having to fill in at that point guard spot. It's not like he has to handle the ball in inner offense every single play. You got multiple Blue Jays that can do that.
And a foul on Mitchell, trying to keep up with Posh Alexander. Creighton for the first time this year playing without their leader, Marcus Zagorowski. We were just told about an hour before the game that he wouldn't play. Undisclosed injury, not COVID related. Some numbers across the board missing for Creighton, but so far so good. Blue Jays have 61 points. They lead by 15. Champagny 2 more. Wow, that's just too easy for Creighton. Just too easy. After a made basket, a dunk the other way by Jefferson.
And, you know, certainly Creighton's a team that'll push it even off of a opponent made basket, but you said it, just way too easy. Damian Jefferson out ahead of the pack right away.
And a blocking foul called on Mahoney.
And St. John's, you don't have time to do a home run trot or anything like that. Even after a made basket, you got to sprint back, and Damian Jefferson gets ahead of the pack, and Ballack finds him. I think St. John's, Eric, is in this weird place of what they want to do is pressure and speed the game up, but they're having a hard time getting stops, so they don't want to get into a track meet, so they're kind of caught in between exactly how they want to approach this game from a tone and pace setting standpoint.
Champagny's got 26. He's got over half of St. John's points.
Yeah, he's been awesome.
Champagny is 10 of 15. He has not missed a 3. What an afternoon for him. Came in averaging 19.7. That's going to go up.
It seems like there's a little bit of a tighter whistle so far in this half. The hand checks, all those things getting called.
Canfield comes in the game, turns it over. Alexander. Champagny 2 more. Those are the easiest 2 of the night for Champagny.
That's St. John's basketball. That's what they need. They need to create offense with their defense. And Posh Alexander's starting to kind of put his fingerprints on this thing.
Trying to rip it away from Kalkbrenner. Alexander called for the foul.
Posh Alexander has such a good motor. He just plays hard, and he's disruptive, and he impacts the game. And now St. John's switching up, going a little bit of a zone where they'll be aggressive even in a 2-3 zone.
And Champagny would like a do-over. Couldn't stop, fouls Mahoney.
And this is something Dunzo Mahoney does a nice job of. He knows how to get fouled and get to the free throw line. Little shot fake, jump into the defender. Yeah, at Southeast Missouri State, he was top 20 in the country 3 years ago in free throws made. I mean, he just has a knack for getting to the line.
Well, he's sitting on 12 points this afternoon. That means Denzel Mahoney now has 1,492 points as a college player in 2 years at SEMO and now 2 years with Creighton. Pretty good score during a 4-year window. Last year's Big East 6th man of the year.
And you never know how those kinds of transfers will translate from the low major level to the high major level. But with Mahoney, the production has been there.
And now steal on the back end by Mahoney. 4 minutes into our second half. Creighton winners of 5 straight. Turnover. Don't go to sleep on St. John's making a mini run. Posh Alexander hangs and hits. Second field goal for the freshman.
Already 3 turnovers for Creighton here to start this second half. And St. John's has turned that into points.
Alexander making life miserable for Canfield. Belloc. Corner 3. Toro had it for a moment, had it tapped away. Creighton the lead in the ball. Overplay and a foul called on Rasheem Dunn, trying to get the steal.
Julian Champagny has been the hottest member of St. John's, and this was the easiest deuce of the day. He's got 28.
She said the dam broke.
Where's all that water gonna go?
Anybody out here?
We have to hope for the best.
Push through the pain.
The season premiere of 911, followed by 911 Lone Star, January 18th on Fox.
Sunday, the Xavier Musketeers take on Providence. Sunday at 11 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Again, Mom. It's raining. Go Cardi.
Yum, yum, yum.
Mommy, I spilled.
Oh, no.
When are we gonna be there?
We're here. You coming?
I need 1 second.
Find new adventures together in the new Santa Fe with user profiles.
Popeye's Rippin' Chicken Big Box is a big meal for a big deal. With a handcrafted rippable chicken breast, perfect for dipping. 2 mouth-watering sides of your choice, a golden flaky buttermilk biscuit, and a signature sauce. Get all this for just $6.
Love that chicken from Popeye.
All the good neighbors got surprisingly great rates with State Farm.
State Farm? Let me see that book.
I'm Jake from State Farm.
Is this a commercial?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. The next step in your education may be closer than you think at St. John's University, a Catholic and Vincentian university with a proud 150-year history. St. John's has 3 campuses in New York, so you can stay close while you stand out. We offer top-ranked academic programs, state-of-the-art facilities, financial aid, and scholarships. Above all, St. John's offers you a place to call your own. Visit stjohns.edu to learn more and apply now.
Best game of the season so far for Julian Champagny. He's done a bit of everything.
You see the fadeaway. He got it rolling early, got a drive to the basket to get his rhythm going, and he's been filling it up. See the corner 3, and then Posh Alexander with the steal and the easy dump off. Champagny, one of the most improved players in the conference. He's increased his points per game average by 10 points. He averaged 9 a game last year, 19 for this season, and he's got 28 today. And St. John's just kind of hanging around here, Eric, as it looked like it was all Creighton, but St. John's has started to kind of change the complexion of this game, dictating things much better defensively.
Alex O'Connell into the game for the first time in the second half for Creighton. Mahoney, the misfire, gets his own rebound. 2 for a quarter, missed another one. Ballock, deep three, such a weapon.
And that's a big sequence for St. John's. Get a little momentum, and you give up 2 offensive rebounds and a bomb triple for Ballock.
Alexander left alone. Only 3 three-pointers made on the year for Alexander. He'll have to grow into that. Corner 3. Rare miss for Damian Jefferson. Had been 4 for 4. That was his first 3 attempt. Erlington.
It's tough right now, Eric. You don't want to sacrifice movement to get the ball to Champagnie, but at the same time, who's the hottest guy on the floor? It's Champagnie.
Big fella.
I thought Kalkbrenner let Erlington off the hook.
Off balance, Mahoney gets the benefit of that friendly rim.
So a little answer from Creighton, pour in 5 points, but this ball's got to go to Julian Champagnie one way or another, whether it's in the post, putting him off a pin down screen. You got to get Champagnie the basketball.
Champagnie has Jefferson guarding him, and he gives it up quickly. Here's Champagnie. Long 2. Tough chance. O'Connell on the run out. No one in front of him. Alex O'Connell and a foul. Alex O'Connell, chance for a 3-point play.
Well, the Duke transfer is making his presence felt. By far his best game as a Creighton Blue Jay. Tracking down the loose ball rebound and taking it coast to coast and getting potentially a 3-point play. You knew it was a matter of time before he really settled in. He missed the first 6 games, and that rule change comes where every transfer is eligible. So O'Connell has to change his mindset from redshirt to I am playing. And he's starting to get his groove a little bit.
Double figures, 11 points in 12 minutes for O'Connell. Erlington. Adaiwusu. Good feed. Beautiful dime. He finds the cutting Erlington.
Well, you said it. That's gorgeous instincts from Adaiwusu. Dropping it down off the penetration. Those 2 freshman guards, Posh Alexander and Adaiwusu, are going to be fun to watch in New York City for years to come.
Jefferson messing with his shooting percentage. Had been 4 for 4. He's missed his last 2. They've been 3-ball attempts. Champagnie is fouled before the shot.
You see Adaiwusu doing a nice job on the kick out and the drive, and something young players got to have instincts for is where the help's coming and what happens when that help vacates and making teams pay.
And how about that quick trigger? Dylan Adaiwusu. Maybe he'll come alive. That was his first field goal. He had played 12 minutes, had attempted a shot. Antoine Jones. Alexander, he saw Dunn cutting, but Dunn was out of bounds.
He thought Dunn was just going to curl around and stop underneath the right side of the hoop, and instead Dunn vacated all the way. That's one of the things we talk about, the disruptions and the pauses and the stoppages. You don't get that feel even throughout the offseason with it being disjointed to develop that on-the-court chemistry.
Sharif Mitchell back into the game. He's got the ball, playing with 3 fouls. Straight on look. Some things you guess at, other things you just know. Alex O'Connell rings the bell. He's got 4 triples.
That's good offense against the zone. Got it to the middle of that zone, and O'Connell relocated. But man, what a performance from O'Connell off the bench.
Adaiwusu blocked away by Kalkbrenner. Creighton a lead of 17. This matches their largest lead of the game. Welcome to Omaha. Best game as a Blue Jay. Now all of a sudden, St. John's running out of time. Down by 19 with exactly 11 minutes to play.
Well, you said it, Eric. Welcome to Omaha. Welcome to Creighton. Alex O'Connell, the Duke transfer.
Lead over St. John's. And a senior's leading them, Mitch Ballack, one of the great leaders in the Big East this year. What a guy for Greg McDermott over the last 4 years. This is what Greg McDermott said after the game a couple of days ago.
For freshmen, you know, for the younger players in our program to see how hard he works and yet take 2 shots, and he's fine with that. And, you know, that's that's leadership. You know, that's what leadership is really all about. Leadership is proving that we are more important than me.
Ballack's a guy that truthfully doesn't care about how many points he scores, how many shots he gets up. And it was interesting. I was talking to Greg McDermott, and he said at the end of that Seton Hall game, with about 8 minutes left, he said, don't put me back in. Put Alex O'Connell in. He needs to play more. O'Connell knocked down a couple of shots at the end of that Seton Hall game. He finds a little rhythm, and now O'Connell's got 16 points today. So there's some real tangible ways to track unselfishness. And you see Alex O'Connell having a heck of a game, all because Ballack said, let's let this dude play a little bit last game.
Ooh, there's a careless turnover by Creighton. It's Aaron Donald and the Rams. It's all part of Super Wild Card Weekend. Today, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Let's rewind and show you what happened just a moment ago. Creighton's got a lead of 17, but Nick, a little bit of a carelessness.
Yeah, on who's taking the ball out. Alex O'Connell steps out to take it, but then tries to give it to Jones to throw it. And so obviously that's a turnover. So it'll be St. John's basketball, just a little bit of a mental mistake on who's taking the ball out.
Still, Creighton can't be too upset. 7 turnovers, playing without Marcus Zegarowski for the entire game. That's not a big number.
Not at all, especially taking on St. John's team who just turned it over. St. John's averages forcing teams into 18 turnovers, leads the Big East. And so ball handling is always at a premium when you're taking on St. John's, and even more important when Zegarowski's on the sideline, your starting point guard.
7th ranked team in the country. Playing without preseason Big East Player of the Year, Marcus Zegarowski, and doing just fine, thank you. And Bishop is held. Foul called on Adaiwusu.
Certainly, we all know about Zegarowski's importance to this team, but if you ever wondered if Creighton was pretty darn good around him, well, this game answers that question emphatically. I mean, you got some experienced dudes that are extremely capable, and even a guy like Alex O'Connell who's got the ball now. I mean, how important is it to get that rule change to get him eligible where you just add another weapon?
Another dunk. Christian Bishop, second dunk of the afternoon.
Yeah, St. John's has had issues defending man-to-man, so they're trying some zone, but you can tell their rotations defensively aren't quite there out of the zone.
Champagny hadn't shot for a couple of minutes, fires one up, comes up empty. He's stuck on 28. We've gone underneath the 10-minute mark here in the second half. Jefferson back to his hot shooting. He had made 4 in a row, missed 2 in a row, and now hits a 3.
Damian Jefferson had a great possession there where he had the ball in the post, Eric, and he could have shot it, but he said, you know what, let's run some offense. And who ends up getting the triple? Damian Jefferson.
Locked away, Bishop. Champagny. Maybe being asked to do a little bit too much. And O'Connell just lost it out of bounds.
A couple of just self-inflicted wounds handling the rock. But I remember I asked Greg McDermott, hey, where will Alex O'Connell help you the most? He immediately said rebounding. It's a great rebounding guard. Oh, goodness. And he's got 6 boards here so far in this game. Yeah, on that last play, Damian Jefferson, you know, he had the ball in the post right there. He said, you know what? Let's run some offense. So you get the ball swung around the perimeter. Here comes a double ball screen. Who's going to get the pick and pop out of it? it's Damian Jefferson. That's trusting the offense and trusting your teammates that the ball will find you. It's an excellent possession from Damian Jefferson.
Alexander hangs and hits. The degree of difficulty about a 9.8 on a 10-point scale. And a steal in transition. Champagny gets it back for St. John's. Alexander runs down the loose ball. Good strength. Julian Champagny, a 30-point ball game.
Really good contest from Bishop, but a better finish from Champagny.
New career high in points for the sophomore. Third foul on Champagny, trying to stay in front of Bishop.
You're taught to jump and go vertical, so watch Bishop do that. But this is where you can't shy through the contact. Got to go right through it. Good strength from the sophomore, Julian Champagny, a year ago. I don't know if he's able to get that one to go, but as a sophomore, he can. And he's been outstanding here today.
1-1. Bishop hits the first. He'll have another. New career high for Champagny. Offensive rebound on the missed free throw by Jones. He figured, I got the rebound, I'll fire up a three. Goes begging.
You're right. Some guys think it's a license to jack one up if you get a rebound.
Bluejay basketball. Come on.
There's no question. Rebounding has been a problem a little bit for the St. John's Red Storm. Got out rebounded the other day against Xavier. Got out rebounded by 18 in the first matchup against the Creighton Bluejays. And they've given up a lot of loose ball, second chance opportunities to Creighton.
Up and down. All right. I like the cut of his jib. Dylan Adai Wusu, his second three.
If Adai Wusu and Posh Alexander can get to where they're pretty solid perimeter jump shooters, you know they got the athleticism to get into the lane. You combine that with Julian Champagny, you got yourself a pretty formidable backcourt.
Ballock back in the game for Creighton. Mahoney tapped around and cleared. Here comes St. John's. 7.5 to play. St. John's in danger of losing the season series against Creighton. And the jumper swirls through. That was Greg Williams. Williams has been quiet, just 5 points in 17 minutes.
You're so right. Guy that averages 12 points per game and the best three-point shooter statistically on this team has been far too quiet. And maybe this will give Mr.
Paul Scruggs and the Xavier Musketeers. That's tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Nick Baugh, you're down your dance floor.
Well, I wanted to give some love to some guys that have put in the work and improved. Those are my most improved players in the Big East. Zach Fremantle doing a heck of a job. He's up to 15 points per game, shooting the ball 50% from the floor. Jared Roden scoring the ball and rebounding it better. Julian Champagny has increased his points per game average by 10 points. Damian Jefferson, I mean, every statistical category has skyrocketed. And Nate Watson has gone from 9 points per game to 18 points per game in the post.
Creighton at one point had a lead of 20. It's now down to 13. They've got the basketball, and Bishop making everyone else look like pawns. He is strong inside, and it's a 15-point lead once again.
You said it's strong. He has really committed himself to the weight room and getting bigger and stronger because he's undersized playing the 5, but he's got athleticism, but you got to put a little beef on him, and that's helping him in the post.
Champagny, hey, he was going 100 miles an hour, stops on a dime, and has the soft touch to get it over the rim and in.
He's got a really well-rounded offensive game. He's got a mid-range. He can get it all the way to the rim. He's got a 3-ball. He gets to the line. He makes his free throws when he gets there. There aren't too many holes in his offensive repertoire.
Elite free throw shooter. Poked away. Champagny gets credit for the steal. Still time for St. John's. Whirling dervish. Score the goal. Posh Alexander. And we've got an 11-point game. 6 minutes to play, second half.
Plenty of time left if you're St. John's. Look at this effort from Posh Alexander. Might get a 10-second call, just gets it over.
Remember, no Marcus Zagorowski. He frequently is the closer for Creighton, missing his first game on the season. And a foul, Adai Wusu.
Posh Alexander, how about this finish? Hard to the right, spin to the left. That's not an easy finish to put it up soft off the window. No shot blocker on the floor in the area, so you're able to go get it to go down. And you know, all things considered, I mean, you're only down 11 here if you're the Red Storm.
Take a look at his numbers, man. It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
He's now got 8 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. The freshman's only turned it over once. You'll take that.
And he fits what Mike Anderson wants to do so well. You need, if you're going to be an on-ball pressure team, you need your point guard to be good in that department, and he can do that. He can heat guys up.
We just found out there's a double technical called on Mahoney and Isaiah Moore. So I think they just basically were trying to de-escalate everything. The foul originally was called on Dylan Adai Wusu, and that's why we have Mahoney shooting a 1-and-1. He makes the first, he'll have one more. You don't shoot free throws on a double technical.
Yeah.
Just basically a warning to both players to calm down a bit.
And this is where Mike Anderson doesn't run a lot of set plays. It's usually all freedom and motion. But again, you want to try to get Champagnie the basketball in some way, shape, or form.
A little too strong. That was influenced by the defensive reach of Kalkbrenner. Creighton basketball.
And so I love the way Mike Anderson approaches offense in terms of not having a bunch of set plays and lets guys play with freedom, but sometimes it's nice to go to the dry erase board because you can control where the shot is being taken from, but most importantly, who's taking the shot. And you need Julian Champagnie to be involved almost every single possession here, especially with 5.5 to go. Your margin for error is pretty slim. You need to convert more often than not offensively.
Creighton's going to have to hurry. Just get it over the timeline. Mahoney. And a foul called on Williams. So more free throws coming from Creighton. Their offense has slowed for the first time in the ball game, but now they're starting to get trips to the line to augment their scoring.
Mahoney is one of those guys you need to see him in person to see how big his shoulders are. He is a big, strong, imposing guard that when he puts it on the floor, those big shoulders are initiating contact, and he knows how to get here with regularity.
Uh-oh. Clanked a couple. Here comes St. John's. 5 minutes to play.
Got to be Champagnie. Got to get him a look. Got to get him the rock. Posh Alexander had a great screen for him. Just missed him.
Champagnie was screaming for the ball, clapping his hands, and they don't get it there.
And that's just understanding where the ball needs to go. I mean, Posh Alexander set an outstanding flare screen.
Mitchell blows past Alexander. Leads to an open look. Jefferson. Alexander used the right hand to create space. Missed the layup. St. John's gets a pair. Isaiah Moore. It's one of the few times that maybe we've noticed no Marcus Zagorowski for Creighton.
Just going to say the same thing. Just a guy that can get everyone organized, get everyone under control. And this is where Creighton, you don't want to go into play not to lose mode. You got to kind of stay aggressive, but you got to do it with intelligence, understanding time and score.
Belloc. Champagnie. Williams, long two. Offensive rebound, Moore. And a clean block by Kalkbrenner.
Wait, Kalkbrenner really makes an impact with his length. That's 7 foot, disrupting shots around the rim.
Just a freshman. And Jefferson is fouled.
Game of the season, believe it or not. We'll have that one for you next on FS1. Right now, back to Eric and Nick.
Mike, thank you so much. Love me some Big East basketball. Creighton Bluejays leading the St. John's Red Storm by 11 with my partner, Nick Baugh. I am Eric Collins, and Nick Baugh, man, it was fun watching you in the short pants back in the day. Former Creighton Blue Jay doing work. Wearing number 34. A couple of years at Kansas, couple of years at Creighton. You're an expert in this category. Your thoughts as you played in the Missouri Valley Conference as a Blue Jay. The move to the Big East, which has been some time now.
Yeah.
But the difference between the Valley and the Big East.
Well, it's a game changer in more ways than one. Yeah, I can remember my senior year, we had DePaul as our home opener. And, man, we had it circled. Everybody was going crazy. Now you play DePaul twice a year, every year they come to your crib. I mean, it's just from the standpoint of who you play, the partnership with Fox Sports 1, being on national TV for every single game. It's been a roaring success for the Creighton basketball program.
Big bucket after the timeout. That's Mahoney. He continues to lead the team in scoring, now a 19-point ball game. St. John's has gotten cold at the wrong time. They're just 1 for their last 7. Posh Alexander took an extra step. Point guard got in the paint and took an extra step, and it cost him.
It's a big sequence there as Creighton gets 2 points, and then St. John's turns it over as time is running out for St. John's. As Creighton, I think, has let their foot off the gas a little bit here in this second half. Certainly ball handling going to be important here because you know St. John's is going to ratchet it up another notch here for the final 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Well, the Blue Jay fans are looking at that calendar and seeing when the next game is, because with no Marcus Zagorowski, you'd like to have a little bit of time off, and it appears that they do. They're going to have a full week between games. The Blue Jays' next game is at Butler a week from today.
That matters. And you need some time off to make sure you get your superstar completely locked and loaded and back onto the floor in Marcus Zagorowski.
Yeah, both these teams, their next game is going to be against the Butler Bulldogs. St. John's has Butler at home on Tuesday, and Creighton at Butler next Saturday. All right, St. John's in trouble. Down 15, 2 minutes to play. Champagny, beautiful pass, unselfish, finds more.
I've been impressed with Champagny's unselfishness. I mean, he has every right to maybe hunt shots a little bit right now. He's got 32 points, but he's continued to play the right way, work the offense, and nice little pass down to Moore for the slam.
Creighton at home shooting 54%, but last 2 minutes of the game, and they still have to play their regulars because St. John's has matched them almost in terms of the offensive output.
And St. John's can score. And again, the issue is St. John's just hasn't created enough havoc defensively here today and making Creighton uncomfortable.
I love the fact that the 6-foot Alexander challenged the 7-foot Kalkbrenner.
Fearless.
That's a New York City guard.
No doubt about it.
70 seconds remaining. Creighton going to get to 6-1 in Big East play. Going to get their 10th win of the year. And in total, win 6 consecutive games. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Mitchell got that rebound on his knees. And it leads to a 3 from Mahoney. Sharif Mitchell, a ton of dribbling, hits the deck, ball finds him. And the 3 gets Mahoney over the 1,500-point mark in his career that started at Southeast Missouri State.
And hopefully Sharif Mitchell's okay as he is limping off the floor here, as that was an incredible display of dribbling and then crown the offensive rebound. He looked like a modern-day Bob Cousy, just buying some time. The floater looked like he maybe landed on Posh Alexander's foot. But obviously with Zagorowski out with an undisclosed injury, your backup point guard now, and Sharif Mitchell going to the sideline, not good. He's played well.
Yep, first start of the year, and the offense didn't skip a beat.
No.
Champagny hits the deck, and we'll get an opportunity to see one of the best free throw shooters in the country go about his business. All right, Nick, I want you to examine the stroke and tell me what makes him so special. Champagnie at the free throw line is 40 for 44. What do you see?
Well, first of all, I see a guy that's confident. And did you jinx him? You did. Look at you. You knew it. You knew it. It's a matter of time, I suppose. But he's confident there. That's a huge part of what it is. Sure, there's balance, there's routine, there's not falling back, all those things, holding your follow through, whatever. But a lot of it is you're either comfortable at the line or you're not. And Champagnie is comfortable there. I don't know if you're gonna get I don't know if you two are gonna be friends now. What you just did to him.
I'm a friend of the family. I had his brother Justin's game earlier this year at Pitt. Actually, they lost that game. Now that I think about it, they lost against Robert Morris.
Look at you.
Yeah, maybe I won't be invited to Thanksgiving next year to Champagne House.
But he played well, though. I mean, 33 points. He certainly brought it today. Just was too much offense from Creighton, in particular in the first half.
Finishes with a double-double. Champagnie, 33 points, 10 rebounds. 33 points in 33 minutes. Ballack. That's how you cap a ball game. That's how you finish in style.
Oh, my gosh.
And the final shot of the game is hoisted and missed. Creighton is going to finish 3 points away from 100. Pretty impressive ball game for Greg McDermott's team. The 7th-ranked team in the country playing without their stud, Marcus Zagorowski. They win a ball game for the 6th consecutive time. They're now 6-1 in Big East play.
6 players in double figures, 97 points, 54% from the floor, made 16 threes, 24 team assists, all without their superstar. What can you say? Just an amazing performance from Creighton.
Nick, Bob, brilliant. Loved working with you.
Love working with you, my man.
He's my guy. Final score from Omaha. Creighton 97, St.